Hello friends, I'm Ace Mirza from Programming Master, and from today on we will learn about the Adobe Photoshop. What is the usage of Adobe Photoshop? What is the Photoshop and why we need Adobe Photoshop? So the answer is simple. Whenever you want to go with the graphic designing, you need Adobe Photoshop. And why Adobe Photoshop? Because it is the raster based software. So whenever you are working on any images or like this thing, then you need to go with the Adobe Photoshop. So first of all, how we can get the Adobe Photoshop? You need to go at Adobe site. In the Adobe site, you will be able to download your Adobe Photoshop. Okay, first of previously those were free of cost, but now they are just giving the trial. But you need to first add your payment card or like debit card or credit card to get the software. So I already downloaded it. Right now I'm using Adobe Photoshop CC 2020. Actually, CC version is coming from 2017. Behind there is no CC and there is no CC, but you can use that software as well. So right now I'm using Adobe Photoshop CC 2020. Here new. Okay. So as you can see, there is a recent items. There are multiple of the customs customs pages I created. Okay, custom documents you can say I created. But what is the usage of the custom and what is the usage of these properties? Okay, first of all we will learn about what is the width and height of the document. But before that, there are multiple units right now: pixels, inches, centimeters, multimeters, points. If you are working with the screen with the inches, you can go with the inches. If you know about the pixels, then you can go about the pixels. Right now, let's suppose my screen is 1080 width, sorry, 1920 width, and 1080 will be height. So you can say this orientation has been changed from portrait to landscape. There are there are two orientations, one in the portrait and another one is the landscape. Okay, so if I will change right now the width is 1920 and height is 1080, which will be like rectangular. Whenever you will go with the square, it will be in the portrait. If you can go with the 1080, you can see now it is in the portrait mode, not in the landscape. If I will change here from 1920 to 1920, then it will be landscape. Sorry for my English. Okay, so now if I will click on the artboards, actually the previously there was no any artboard in the Adobe Photoshop. It was for Illustrator, but right now they added in the added the artboard in the Adobe Photoshop as well. Okay, so then the resolution will be 72. It will be again the pixels because we are working with the pixels. And what is the color mode? There are multiple of the color modes. I will tell you about it later, and I will tell about you this 72 resolutions of later as well. Okay, it will be 8-bit. What is the background content? Like whenever you will create a new document or page, what is the background for that page? It will be white, it can be black, it can be background color, it can be transparent. Actually previous version of the CC, before the CC there are no any background contents. Like there will be like three or four only, like white background color and transparent might be. So you can see many of the properties as compared to the versions before the CC. Okay, so now right now I'm taking it as a white, and advanced options we will learn about them after this session. We can learn about it later. So right now, what is the saved? Okay, whenever you worked on any custom or whenever you worked on any page, and then you can save here. What is the photo? Whenever you need to work with the photo, what will be the print when you need to go with for the print designing? Whenever you go with the art and illustration, web, if you are working with the mobile, if you are working with the film and video, there are multiple of the predefined templates are there. Okay, you can go any templates. So right now I will create my own one with the 1920 and 1080. Now I will click on the create. Okay, so as you can see, this is a toolbar, this is a menu bar, and this is a workspace. Okay, what is the use of workspace? Whenever you are working on any of like whenever you are working on any of the document, you can see multiple of the properties in here. Like this is the document properties, what was the canvas size 1920 and what was the height, it is 1080. Actually in the Illustrator we are using we are using artboard, but in the Photoshop we are using canvas. Okay, so this is our canvas. This is the orientation. Actually these are the things we selected before creation of this canvas. So we can drag drop it from here to there, like this. We can add here, like this we can add here, or we can set here. Okay, whenever you are working you will move this workspace according to your requirement. So once you're done, what you and now you don't need them anymore, what you will do, you will go to the window and there is a workspace and there is reset essentials. When you will click on the reset essentials, it will go back to their original forms. Now you can see. Okay, so essentials is done, right? Oh, so actually there are multiple things you need to concentrate on them before working on anything. There is a layer. It is a layer based. It is the layer based development. Actually, in the Illustrator, you don't need to go with the layers. But whenever we are working on any of the canvas, if we are working on any of the things in the Photoshop, we need to go with the layer. Why we need to go with the layers? Let's suppose there is a wall. If you are printing on the wall, then you will not be able to change anything on the wall once it will be done. Like you paint anything in the wall on a particular area, when you will, when you want to move that thing, you will not be able to move. So this is the same as it is when you work on the simple layer, you won't be able to move it anymore. But if you will create a new layer, then what will happen if you select that particular, let's suppose I created these three layers, these four layers right now. Okay, so if I will create any of the thing in this layer, I will be able to move. Like it will be like when you are trying to paint on a wall with a when you are trying to paint on a wall, but there will be a glass on the wall, so you are printing on that glass, so you can move that glass to a particular area. This is the same like a layer. Okay, so this is a property. You can see there is a button, two arrow button. If I will click here, the tool button has been changing. Okay, so right now we will learn about these two tools. This is a move tool. If I will click here, you can see there is a hover. If I will hover here, there is a pop-up which will be show what is the usage of this move tool. It will show this one. Actually this is a kind helpful. So if I will click here, and then you will be able to see there is another hover. 1 minute. Let it to go. Now you are able to see rectangular marquee tool. What is the rectangular marquee tool? It will select the particular area. Okay, what is the usage of rectangle marquee tool? Let's suppose this is our canvas, but we need this particular area to be filled, or this is need to be active area. Like this is our active area. Whatever we need to done, it should be in this only. Let's suppose I want to brush that area, I want to paint that area. Okay, let's suppose I want to paint this area. Okay, so there are multiple colors. Okay, this is the foreground color and this is the background color. What is the foreground and background colors? Like you hold two pencils at a same time in your hand, and you can switch whatever color you want. Like it can be the foreground can be background and background can be foreground. So let's suppose I select this one, and now I will click on the brush. Okay, so now I selected, I just do my work in this layout. So when I will click on the brush and I want to try brush here, you can see that I am unable to draw anything uh, besides the active area. Right now this is the active area. So if I will print here, if I will drag my brush here, you can see now I will be able to color this thing. Okay, so in the Photoshop, whenever you want a particular selected area whom it will be affected, which will be affected, then you will need to go with the selection. Okay, so let's suppose if I'm not going with the selection, then this whole canvas will be our selected area or active area. Now you can see you can draw anywhere. Okay, so what is the usage of layer? Let me give an example. We can delete the layer from here. Okay, now select this brush tool. I already selected this one. Let me increase the size of this brush tool. Okay, now you will be able to see my brush size has been increased. Okay, my brush size has been increased. Let me change the color from to a dark one. Okay, so if let's suppose if I will not create a layer, what will happen? I am trying to draw these four lines. I added these four lines, and now I need to move them, but I will not be able to move any of them because now these are fixed. So this kind of things, actually whenever you will work on the runtime environment or real time real world, then it will be like great disaster for you. It will be a great hassle for you. So what will be the great usage of this layer? We can see now. If I want to try a new line here. Okay, and now I can move this one easily because this is another layer. Okay, you can see now I can move it clearly. If I will create a new layer and want to add a new line, then again I will be able to move them freely whenever I want, or which size I want. I can move them freely. So there is no any issue if we will work on the layers. Okay, so keep it mind whenever you will work on the Photoshop, you need to go with the layers only. You don't need to work on a single layer. Every time you need to do something or need to do any changes, you need to go with the layer only. Okay, so after that there is a move tool and there is a artboard tool. I already told you in the Illustrator you are working with the artboard instead of canvas. You will work with the artboard, but in the Photoshop you can go with it, but right now I am not using this one. And how much, if you can see there is small button is there, in this tool. So if I will click on this small button, there are multiple of the sub tools is appearing right now, like rectangular marquee tool, elliptical marquee tool, single row marquee tool, single column marquee tool. Okay, so if I selected this tool, you are able to see in the menu now these properties has been enabled. What is the use of these properties? Actually, 1 minute. Yeah, first of all, before do anything, whenever you will work on the Photoshop, you need to focus if it will be 100% or what or on which percent is it. Sometimes what will happen, you worked on a project, and after that whenever you maximize it to 100%, you will be facing personal distortion issue. So whenever you will work on your Photoshop, then you need to work on the 100% only, not with the 90, not with the 20, or not with the 150, because it will affect on your work. So right now it will be 100% only. So what is the usage of these properties? Actually, this is add to selection. Let's suppose I created this selection with a shift, and I want to go with other selection. If I will create the selection within this selection, it will merge it. If I will create another one, it will merge it as well. If I will create here, it will merge it as well. Okay, if I want to subtract the selection, what will be the for the subtraction? If I will click here now, let's suppose I want this selection, this area need to be subtract. If I will select here, it will be gone. If I will select here, it will be gone. Okay, so what is the intersect? What will be the usage of intersect? It will take the common area. Let's suppose I will draw here the rectangle. It will select, it will it will keep this selected area, and everything will be gone only. So this is the usage of these properties. And if you can see, there is a feather option as well. What is the usage of feather? Feather is nothing but a how much softness you want to add in your subject. Let's suppose I'm selecting this tool, rectangular marquee tool, and I selected this feather as a 50 pixel. 50 pixel. You can go with the 1 pixel, 2 pixel, but the effect will be not that clear. That's why I'm going to go with the feather only. Let's suppose I selected this one, and now I draw a rectangle here. You can see now the edges has been rounded, the corner of the rectangle has been rounded. And another thing is as well, if I want to select the color in here, I will select this bucket and I will fill this one. You will be able to see there is a softness on the edges of this rectangle, on the boundaries of this rectangle. So this is the usage of feather. Let me give you another example. I will select this one, and the feather, 1 minute, let me change the feather to 100 px, 100 px, and there is another rectangle. Now you will be able to see the gradually changes has been made there. Let's suppose with the 30, with the 30, sorry, 1 minute, let me create another layer. Okay, now you will be say, now the edges are less to these edges in these selection edges. Okay, so if I will select here another color, let me go with this color, let's suppose, and now I will fill this one. Then you will be able to see there are less softness as compared to this one. If I will go with the 10, then what will happen? Let me create another layer, and I will create another selection. If I will go with this selection, and sorry, if I will go with this selection, and I will print this, let me set it to as a foreground. And now if I will print, if I will fill with this one, you will be able to see with the control plus I can zoom in, and now you will be able to see there are not much softness in these edges. So feather is nothing but a softness. Whenever you will increase the feather, it will increase the your softness as well. Okay, so keep it in mind, whenever you will work on the Photoshop, you need to go with the layers only, otherwise you will face the issues. Okay, let me set it to the 0 px. So it will be better if I will show you at the if I will show you the example. Actually, on the each day I will try to, on each and every day I will try to create an example for our works, for our training session. Let's suppose we worked on for move tool and this rectangular marquee tool. Let me give you an example of elliptical marquee tool as well. You can use this elliptical tool for this kind of shapes. Okay, let me go with the example. Actually, let's suppose I will go to the browser Chrome, and now I will go to the Unsplash. Unsplash is the website for high graphics, for high-end images. Let's suppose I will download this image. Okay, let me click on here. download for free, and you can see now 3.5 MB. This is much bigger files, bigger size file. If I will go here in the downloads, you will be able to see this is 3.5 MB, which is much larger file than we imagine. If I will open this image in here, okay, another thing, if I will drag the image in here, you will be able to see this image will be pasted in that canvas. But I don't need this one. I actually need to open it in the new window or new tab. What I need to do, Control Z. You can go back with the Control Z. If you want to undo, you can go with the Control Z. I am dragging here. Okay, now I need to paste it in the menu. If I will drag it here, then you will be able to see it open in a new one. Okay, so now what I need to do, I will select the elliptical marquee tool, and now I selected this one. This area has been selected right now, but I want to uh, draw my color on the outer side, not in the inner side. So what I will do, right click, and there is a select inverse. Now in the select inverse, this selected area will be active, not the inner one. So let me give you the example, but before that, let me go with the feather. What is the feather? Feather is 77.6. Okay, elliptical tool. This is the selection, select inverse, and now alt backspace. Okay, now you will be able to see this is our final result. Actually, this is nothing but a simple this is nothing but a simple editing of the image. If you want to go with this change, then it will be a simple one. So actually this is the example for our move tool, and you can move this thing as well, because right now it is layered, so it will move this thing only. So if you want to increase it or decrease it, you can go with it as well, but it will change, it will change in our image as well. So I will not go with the selection tool. I will just I just need to tell you what is the usage of selection tool and what is the elliptical tool and rectangular marquee tool. So guys, actually this is our session, this is the ending of our session. So I hope you got the idea what is the usage of this marquee selection tool and rectangular selection marquee tool and elliptical marquee tool, and what is the usage of move tool, and what is the menu, what is the usage of this feather, and what is the usage of this menu, and what are the workspaces. You can create another your own workspace as well with the new workspace. If you will click on the new workspace, you will create a new custom workspace. You can drag it or drop it wherever you want, according to your requirement or according to your free will. So guys, I'm ending this session. Actually, sorry for my English, but bit there is an issue with my English. Actually, I will try to cover and overcome this thing as well. So for time being, just bear with me. And guys, thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe my channel and like my video and comment my video, and also click on the bell icon. I will try to cover all of them in another next training sessions. So please support me. Thank you guys. Bye.